Oh, that time machine sound means only one thing. That, of course, is that the Comedy Time Machine is back up and running.
Yeah.
This is your pilot, Steve Mazan. And do you want full pilot status or co-pilot? Co-pilot makes it sound like you're less, but you're equally flying the plane. We're both co-pilots for each other.
Not less, I don't think.
Both? Oh my God! Well, we just landed there. That's what the shakiness was. For those of you watching on our Google Hangout, some people probably listening to this on podcast form, but we also have a Google Hangout where you can see our lovely faces. And this is the Comedy Time Machine. Of course, we take it back to this week in history. So it's September 21st. This year we went 4 years back. We had a couple long trips the last time. This one's a little shorter, just back to 2010.
Yeah, feels like just yesterday.
Just yesterday. It is very close when we look at everything that was happening in history this week, September 21st, 2010. It doesn't seem that long ago. Some of these songs, I thought, oh, that's last summer, or the movies. I just saw that movie, that kind of thing. So anyways, Steve Mazan, comedian, and my wife and pilot, Denise Mazan.
Comedian.
Not a comedian, a successful business owner, and a fantastic co-pilot. Which is the important thing. No, I'm saying we're co-pilots for each other. It's sometimes they say pilot, and then the other person's a co-pilot, like it's less.
Sometimes they say full of shit right out.
No, I'm being dead serious. Is that we're co-pilots for each other? Like I am your co-pilot.
Codependent.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Definitely, we're codependent. That's the only reason we're together. I think.
Is that healthy or unhealthy?
Very unhealthy. But we'd be worse if we weren't together. I think
Probably.
So. That's what matters. So thanks, everyone, for tuning in. This is a fun, exciting week. There's a lot of great movies when we went back in time this week that we saw at the theater again, and some great music as well. We'll talk about that. Not much going on news-wise.
There's never seemed. I feel like there is, but there's not. Which is a really deep.
That was deep. That was very, very deep. That's. I'm gonna put that on your gravestone. You die. There is, but there's not. There was a lot going on, but there wasn't. It's
this is why he's with me.
It's very deep. No drugs either. That's just natural thought process coming out there. So excellent. So welcome. Thank you guys for finding us, and those listening on the podcast while you're working out or driving home. Thanks for listening to us, and those on the Hangout, thanks for watching us. Well, let's get started.
Should we share the new policy in our house?
There is a new policy in our house. Denise is very excited about it. We have had guests. We park the Comedy Time Machine in our garage, and we have had guests at our house since February, I guess. February of 2014. So, and just finally this week, we finally have the house back to ourselves. So Denise instituted a new policy.
It's a no pants policy.
A no pants policy.
We have no pants on right now.
No pants. So even here flying the time machine.
You, but we have no pants on.
No pants down there and right down there.
No pants.
There's something down there. You people on the podcast at home, I'm looking down into her crotchal area.
Yeah.
No pants down there. And no pants myself.
Yeah.
Something just hit the table. So it's very hard to fly with no pants, but we did it, and we went back to this week. You're enjoying the no pants policy.
I am. I make him take his pants off as soon as he comes home.
That way, some people take their shoes off by the door and they hang them up, and the wife puts them on the shoe rack. She takes my pants off and hangs them there by the door.
It's been great. It's very liberating.
There is something freeing about it.
Yeah, I like it.
It's not bad.
It's weird to forget.
And it's summer. It might be, once it gets cool outside, it might be a different story.
Yeah.
But we're happy to have you all here. So let's get back into the year. What we saw this week when we went back in time.
Yeah.
How about the movies? That's my favorite thing. What was showing at the movie theater, Denise?
We're starting with 11, right?
Yes. Let's. We always do. Some people do top 10. We do top 11, all the way to 11.
Did you become English?
Because that's from Spinal Tap. It goes all the way to 11.
Saw that.
I didn't show. How did I not show you Spinal Tap? We may have to pause this and go watch Spinal Tap right now.
I don't know. Aren't you supposed to be high to watch that?
Close your ears for a second. I think I actually did show her the movie, and she's just forgetting it.
I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
I've never seen the movie. I never have seen the movie.
Okay.
You can pretend to shake your head for those people
there are
who
many
are just
times
listening.
Where Denise says she hasn't seen something, and then 5 minutes into it, she's like,
no.
Yeah, I remember
that's
this
food.
movie.
It's not the movies. That's food.
Okay. Well, let's move on to the number 11 movie, and Denise, you'll appreciate that our list goes to 11 once you see Spinal Tap for the second time.
I've never seen the movie.
Okay.
Okay, so number 11 is one of my favorite books.
Favorite books ever.
Yeah, but I feel like the movie fell short a little bit. It's Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, Love. Yes, I remember when you read the book.
I've read it 3 times.
We were actually going through kind of a dark time. Wasn't that? I think this is when I was going through the cancer stuff.
Yeah, so.
We were having a really hard time with bills and stuff like that. And you read this book, and you really loved it. I think you even tried to get me to read it. It really wasn't in my genre, my wheelhouse, as we were saying earlier.
Yeah.
But you loved this book. I admit it really affected you, right?
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, well written, just great. I think it's just one of my all-time favorites. I think that the movie is a bummer.
Yeah.
A huge bummer.
Did you like when you heard, before the movie came out, did you like that Julia Roberts was cast? Did that get you excited, or did you think they were going in the wrong direction?
Yes and no. I love Julia
Just
Roberts.
back to your tombstone. There was big news and there wasn't big news.
I love Julia Roberts.
I didn't see Spinal Tap, but I did see Spinal Tap.
I never saw Spinal Tap. I love her, but I would have liked to have it be more of an unknown.
You think someone, because a star brings too much to it?
Julia Roberts is beautiful, and not that the writer isn't, but she's more like an average-looking woman, and
in the book, the
book,
ladies
in real life.
Yes.
And I think that Julia Roberts is way too pretty.
Did the writer have her picture on the
in the back?
In the back, and that's how you knew what she looked like.
Yeah,
and it's not fiction. It's a real story.
It's a real story.
So she didn't describe herself and say, "I'm an average-looking woman." You just knew that.
No, I just knew. Well, no, I think she kind of did. She definitely describes herself kind of through.
She's an every woman, I guess. Is the idea of the book anyway.
Like
that it wasn't something nobody could do this except this person.
She goes through a divorce. She's a writer, and then she decides she's going to go to Italy, India, and Indonesia.
Yeah.
So, it's really well done. It made me have a little bit of a crush on Javier Bardem. I never thought he was really good looking before this movie.
I think you had only seen him at that point in No Country for Old Men.
Which is,
if you had a crush on him from that, that would be weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, it wasn't as well done as it could have. The amount of money they threw into this movie, we don't have to spend a ton of time on it. But it could have been better.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a softball here. We call this a softball in comedy, of course. When someone puts it up on the tee for you, swing away. Box office basher. This should be a pretty easy one for Eat, Pray, Love. How would you order your ticket for Eat, Pray, Love?
I'm so bad at this.
No. I think you're going to do good. Don't. You're just feeling pressure. How would you box office basher this?
I don't know.
Okay, ask me, and I'll swing it away. You be the ticket girl.
Hello.
Hi.
What can I do for you?
I would like 1 ticket for Eat, Pray, Refund.
Oh, that's mean.
Or how about 1 for Eat, Pray, Didn't Love It? Is that better? That the one's a better one? All right. By the way, Box Office Bashers, we have been making a couple trips unplanned, so we weren't able to get your input. But please find us on Twitter. You can find me at Steve_Mazan Twitter, or you can also find our pod Twitter at Haha Time Machine, and we will put out before next week the movies that were in the top 10. We went back to next week, to September 28th, and we would love your box office bashers. And box office bashers are funny ways you would order a ticket to the movie if it was super, super bad. And I don't mean super bad with Jonah Hill and Michael Center, which we just saw. That was fantastic. We need an intern at Haha Time Machine. If you'd like to be our intern as well, let us know. That was number 10. Let's move on.
That was number 11.
That was number 11. We'll go all the way to 11.
We are moving to number 10 was Machete.
Machete. I have only seen Machete in various showings on cable since this. I didn't see it when we went back this week in time, but you, I believe, saw this with our friend Sean Robinson,
I did.
who is, of course, a friend of the show. hashtag friend of the show. And you can be a friend of the show. Follow us on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. You saw it with him.
I did.
And this was out of, I don't even know if you know the history of it, Machete was out of the Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez Grindhouse film. It was a fake trailer in the middle of their two films. So they did the Stuntman one. Planet of Death was the Robert Rodriguez zombie one, and then I can't think of the name of the Stuntman one that Tarantino does. But in between the two, they showed fake trailers, and one of the fake trailers was for a crazy, over-the-top action movie called Machete. And people loved it so much, they actually went and made it into a movie.
Oh, it's a horrible movie. I mean, it's funny. It's horrible. But do you remember we met the Danny Trejo guy?
Danny Trejo, Machete. Denise went and got a tattoo in Venice, and he was there with his son, I believe, came in.
I think so. They had done his chest tattoo.
Yeah, a bunch of his tattoos, yes.
But wasn't he like a criminal? Or he was
He was in jail.
Yeah.
I am a big Howard Stern fan, and he did a fantastic interview with Danny Trejo. Yeah, very in-depth about his life in prison and getting out, and how he broke into the thing. I want to say it was pretty severe. I don't know if he killed someone.
Oh, jeez.
But it was not to make light of it or anything, but it was more like kind of like a manslaughter. It wasn't, like he didn't kill his wife or something like that. It was one of these that might have been gang related. I don't really remember the story, but I remember that you can find it, I'm sure, on YouTube, the interview. It's fantastic.
I
really.
The murder. I was like, awesome.
You can find that.
We have some video here.
You've seen it before. We watched it right after Spinal Tap.
Exactly.
So you did not like the movie, even though now knowing that it.
I mean, it was
because I think going in you have to. That helped to know that it was a fake. Yes, it was made purposely.
I was okay with that, but it was still bad. I mean, I was mildly entertained still. And Jessica Alba was in it, and she's super hot.
Yeah.
And so that was fun to watch.
Sure.
Robert De Niro was in it, and I weirdly like Michelle Rodriguez, even though I don't think she's really great as an actress. She was in this.
I know Michelle Rodriguez, of course.
Fight
Girl and Avatar and Fast and Furious. Yes, all of those.
But yeah, it was still bad.
Michelle Rodriguez.
No, she's
not. Friend of the show. No, we need an intern. Can she be our intern? No, of course. Michelle Rodriguez, I'm going to say is a friend of the show. I don't know if she is or not, but
all right,
let's move on. Machete.
Number 9. I never saw this movie. I meant to, but I didn't. The Other Guys with Will Ferrell and Mark Wahlberg. Did you see it?
I did see it. I believe I saw it with.
Who did you see it?
Some of my friends. I can't remember who actually I saw it with. My nephew Calvin. I wonder if I saw it with him. He loves it. He still loves it to this day. I thought it was entertaining when I saw it. It was okay. But he thinks it's like one of the great movies, and obviously a younger generation, but really, really liked it. I'm going to say, obviously not a friend of the show after I say this. I'm not a big fan of Mark Wahlberg.
I know you're not.
I just, and listen, he's great in things. There's things where he's been good in, and I think he plays that one character very well. But, I want to go backwards to Eat, Pray, Love when you said, because you're very good. You've done an amazing thing one time. You picked out of a book.
One time.
You picked out of a book we had both read, and you said, who would be perfect for this role. Mm-hmm. And that was, we both read Da Vinci Code, and you said that they should cast Liam Neeson. Mm-hmm. And, of course, they went to cast Tom Hanks, and it was... sucked, and so did the sequel suck, and or prequel, I guess. But
have I since boycotted him?
Tom Hanks?
No, Liam Neeson. I've now boycotted him.
You said you're boycotting him now because every movie is Taken, basically.
Yes. Yeah. Not every movie.
But
at
that point, this is pre-Taken.
Now.
This is pre-Taken, and in fact, Taken was kind of his big comeback, or his new introduction as an action hero. But that was the interesting thing. I remember when you said he would be great as the Da Vinci Code guy, Robert Langham, I guess. I was like, that would be a great call.
Langdon.
And they wouldn't have had to make Tom Hanks' hair so goofy like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, why am I bringing this up? I think they could have cast someone better than Mark Wahlberg in this movie with the other guys. I just, like I said, he doesn't do it for me. Yeah. And some of his comments about, like, if he was on that plane in 9/11, things would have been different. Like, he's one of these guys, I think he believes now that he's an action hero because he's been in action movies. And you know what I mean? Like, he's like, all right, buddy. Let's move on. Number 7, The American.
We should probably go to number 8.
Let's do number 7 first. No, let's do number 8.
Great, now you blew it.
I blew the whole thing. Let's start it over. Rewind the time machine. Inception. Number
Amazing.
8. This is number 8.
Loved it.
I think I think we will look back in 10 years and be like, this is one of the great movies of all time.
Yeah, I would really, and I don't get stoned anymore, but I would really love to see this movie high.
Yeah.
I'm sure I wouldn't understand it, but I would like to take the chance.
Yeah. I bet it's amazing high.
Yeah.
It was amazing not high.
It made you feel high.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. Obviously, Christopher
Such a
Nolan, the guy
great
who
movie.
did Batman. This was in a break between a couple of those movies. Amazing. Also, my nephew Calvin, one of his favorite movies. I think a lot of people complain and they love indie movies and they're like, Hollywood movies are all the same and that kind of thing. I think you can point to this movie to people that say that.
Nothing else like it.
You could never do this as an independent movie. The special effects are just amazing. Like the swing they took to even attempt it was amazing. That it came out. I can't think of a flaw in the movie. It was so good.
So good.
It's got, of course, the what some people don't like, the ending that's kind of open-ended because they spin the little.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of open ending. I like.
So like, was it real? Did he get out or was he still there? What's that saying? But listen, you can argue that point, but it was a fantastic movie, so good. And of course, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ellen Page. Let's go on to number 7.
Yeah, I wonder what it is.
It is, I believe, did we mention it before? That it's The American with George Clooney.
Yes.
The American.
I have boycotted him.
You're boycotting George Clooney.
I have.
I didn't know that you were doing this.
Yes, you did.
Okay, why?
You don't listen to me.
Why?
We're getting in a fight now.
Why are you boycotting George Clooney?
Because he's the same. Remember, since that stupid movie that didn't he win an award for that dumb movie, The Descendants?
I don't remember if he won an award for that or not.
Well, he
was
same
definitely
in
up.
every movie.
You think he's
and so I've decided to boycott him.
Okay.
Since The Descendants, I boycotted him.
Yeah.
So
I think this is pre-Descendants.
I can't remember.
Stuff.
I know it is, but I boycott him. I'm retro.
I have only seen clips of this movie as well, so
I can't remember if I saw it, but I'm pretty sure I won't like it.
Let's move on.
Don't know anything about number 6.
Number 6 is The Takers. Sorry. You know who is in it? Chris Brown. So we're gonna buzz him. We're gonna give him a buzzer for that. This is back in present day.
Yeah.
America, the big Ray Rice scandal is going on right now. And so that harkens back, of course, to Chris Brown, domestic violence. And this is probably around that time, right? 2010?
Yeah.
So let's move on. Alpha and Omega was a cartoon.
Yep. And
I did not see this, but it's got some pretty big stars.
It does. It has Justin Long, Dennis Hopper, Danny Glover, Larry Miller, who you've worked with before, right?
Larry Miller, very funny comedian. Of course, been on Seinfeld, many other things. I got to the pleasure of, I'm not sure if we had met before, probably at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa. But I also got to meet him at the Great American Comedy Festival, and we got to talk a long time there about comedy and stuff. And, it's been awesome. You've crossed paths with him just out in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Blindly.
Yeah.
So, very cool. Super nice guy. Justin Long, of course, famous mostly for... He was the Mac guy. I'm a Mac.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I couldn't remember his face. Number 4.
Number 4.
You might have seen, but I have not, is Resident Evil Afterlife. Have you seen it?
I did not see. I saw the first Resident Evil and it was okay.
There's a whole bunch of them, I think.
Yeah, that might be like the 8th or 9th in that whole thing.
But you know who's in it is Kim Coates. Do you know who that is?
I know the name.
He's the guy that we really liked in Sons of Anarchy. The dark, curly-haired guy that almost seems a little gay, but it's not.
Yeah, is he the one that had sex with Katie Sagal at one point?
Yes.
Yeah, I like that guy. He's fantastic.
From like 4 seasons ago.
So for people who haven't seen season 2 or 3 of Sons of Anarchy, sorry. Resident Evil, these seem. I did like the first one, but they all seem to be running together. And if you're a Mila Jovovich fan, I think you go see all these movies. I do like her, but not enough to go see them.
Is she naked in them?
And she's basically naked. She's half naked.
All right.
She's doing a no pants policy. So. Number 3, Devil. I didn't see this. Wanted to, and still haven't even seen it on cable. I'm not usually a fan of scary movies, but this.
You're not usually a fan of scary movies?
I said I am usually a fan of scary movies and try to see them all. But you know who had his name as producer on this, or somehow involved with this, was M. Night Shyamalan.
Oh,
Blah, blah, blah.
Shyamalan Ding Dong.
And he's really lost my respect. So even just him introducing a movie or having his name, if he didn't direct or produce it, or direct or write it, keeps moving away now. So I believe this is 4 people in a elevator, and one of them's the devil, and you don't know which one is the devil. But you know what we just watched, which was by him? Our niece had never seen Sixth Sense. And
I had never seen it
she
either.
was one of the guests between February and now that we had in our house. So we didn't have any privacy for forever. But she had never seen Sixth Sense. You had never seen it. Fantastic. And it stands up. I mean, it's going on 13 or 15 years old now. Stands up. So fantastic.
Great.
You know what else we showed her? She had never seen Pretty Woman. Speaking of Julia Roberts, we showed her Pretty Woman. That was great as well. Yeah. Stood up well.
Number 2.
Number 2, Derek Jeter. No, Derek Jeter is not number 2.
No,
Easy A. I think we both liked this movie, right?
Yeah, I did. It was great. I forgot. So Emma Stone was in this.
Yeah.
This was kind of her breakout, right?
Yeah, I think it was her breakout. She had done like Superbad and a couple other small parts in movies. Zombieland. Her first, people know it's her, and she's the star and carrying the movie.
Yeah, I forget that Amanda Bynes
was her best buddy,
Yeah, but nobody cares really about her.
She's giving up acting.
Patricia Clarkson was the doctor from one of my favorite movies, Lars and the Real Girl.
Yes.
She and Stanley Tucci were the parents. I loved them in this movie. And then Fred Armisen and Lisa Kudrow. It's a great cast. I love
great
this
cast,
movie.
Yeah, really good. A funny, super movie. It was kind of the Scarlet Letter takeoff in high school. And I mean, it just shows you Emma Stone. Wow, she's just so good at such a young age. Can carry, very charismatic, very fun. Great movie.
Is she taking a break? I mean, I know she just did Spider-Man, but she needs to do something again.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, didn't she do like the Help last year? I think she was up for something.
Been a few years.
Was that?
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Number 1. Dun, 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 dun.
The Town.
The Town.
This is a huge, great cast. Ben Affleck, who also directed it. Rebecca Hall, John Hamm, Jeremy Renner, Blake Lively.
Oh, I forgot John Hamm was in this movie. Yeah, he plays the cop, kind of chasing him down, or FBI. Jeremy Renner is his buddy.
This is his second movie he directed, right? I think.
This was, so he did Gone Baby Gone. Is that the first one? Fantastic. Really love that. In fact, I'll even say this movie, I think he's better.
Good.
I think he's a fantastic director.
Yeah.
Just because we know Ben Affleck now, and it's almost not his fault.
I think he's a good actor.
He's okay. He's okay. But when you think about the movie The Town, I think about all the supporting actors. I think how good Jeremy Renner was. I think how good the girl was.
He was good in it though.
He was passable. He's fine. He's fine. He's you know what? You're right. He's good, but there could have been someone that was great.
Yeah.
When you picture how would Ed Norton have been in that role? How would have someone else? You know what I mean? Argo, fantastic. Love that movie. He's playing a guy whose last name is Rodriguez. Come on, I assume that guy was more Mexican than Ben Affleck was. And Ben Affleck was good in it. Yeah. But someone could have been great.
Sorry.
Do you know what I mean? Someone, Javier Bardem in Argo, that would have been fantastic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So I wish he would, there was a time when he came out in a magazine and said he was sick of himself like everyone else is, and that's when he went to directing. Yeah, and I kind of respect that about him. But now, especially that he's coming back.
He's not sick of himself anymore.
Listen, if he's coming back and playing Batman, he's not sick of himself. He's back to that point where, he originally said when he did Daredevil, he said, I'm a Daredevil fan. If I screw this movie up, I'll never forgive myself. Well, he screwed that movie up. Yeah. It was awful. It was terrible. And now he didn't forget. He obviously forgave himself enough to now go on and take maybe
Batman up. One
of the 2 biggest superheroes ever. He's gonna take that. So again, I'm not saying I blame him. I'm just saying it. Here's my. It felt like he understood why we all weren't enjoying him as an actor. It was just too much, and he was just too good. You know what I mean? And he was good at things, but it was never great. It's like the Jennifer Aniston thing. Well, she's not the level of actor he is. I'll say that. But she's okay at things. She's fantastic in Friends. But in movies, I'm saying.
Yeah.
She's fine. but you could always got a better person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how I feel with him. And it felt like he got it when he walked away and he started directing, and you saw what a great director he was. I mean, I remember seeing Gone Baby Gone. There were like moments in that where I was like, cringing or excited, suspenseful, like those things you seldom feel when you see a movie. He was so good. And I wish he'd just stick to that more, because I think that's where his real talent is. But it feels like the ego keeps coming back, and he's like, nope, I need to be out in front. I need to be,
Yeah.
So, again, it's not like I hate him or anything. I just, when you get something good, you want more of that.
Absolutely.
I love Steve Martin. I don't want to see him play the banjo. You know what I mean?
What?
He's an amazing banjo player, but I don't care. Like, I want to see him do stand-up.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Anything else about that?
No.
Well, let's move on to here. When we landed the time machine way back in 2010 this week, we turned on the radio the minute we landed.
Don't you have a couple games?
Oh, yeah, I do have a couple games. I'm sorry. Thank you for reminding me. That's why you're a wonderful co-pilot. And I mean that equal to me. I'm going to give you a couple taglines for movies, like the little slogans, and let's see if you can.
Are they from this list or no?
From that list, yeah. And let's see if you can guess what movie they were, and play along at home or in the gym or in the car or wherever you're listening or watching to us, and see if you, from the movies we just talked about.
Okay.
And let's see if we can get it. First of all, I'm going to throw you off a little bit. I'm going to go, this movie was number 12 or 13 this week in 2010. So it wasn't on the list we just went through. But I think this is that's even better. Good. Okay. I think this is, I'm singling this out, and the reason I pulled it out, I think this is a fantastic slogan. Okay. Right? I'll give you a great slogan, one of the great slogans. You'll never, Jaws was a great one, right? It was like, you'll never go back and think about going in the water again. You'll be afraid the rest of your life. I don't know. I'm screwing it up. That's how great a slogan it was. But it was something like that. Or Star Wars, a long time ago in a galaxy far away. They had that in the poster, right? Like, it evokes something. It's such a great slogan. This is a great slogan, and I think you might get it. That's how good the slogan is, okay? So this movie came out in 2010. All right, ready? Every movie has a hero. This one has them all. Every movie has a hero. This one has them all.
The Avengers?
Ooh, good guess. That's a good guess, because it could have worked for it. But it was actually The Expendables. But right? Good? Yeah. Good slogan, right? Yeah. I mean, that's a great tagline for a movie. So that one, obviously, it wasn't on the list, but I thought it was so good. So like I said, I really like to single them out.
Overinflated egos.
So, okay, here we go.
This is from
the
list. Okay.
Let's not and say we did.
Not and say we did. Easy A.
Easy A. See, now you're looking at your list. I would like you to try and not look at you. Refer to the list if you can't get it.
I'm with you.
But just from your memory, see if you can do this. Okay? Ready? Welcome to the bank robbery capital of America.
The town.
All right, that was an easy one. Sorry. I was trying to bury it, but I couldn't bury it enough. We needed to talk more. Your mind is the scene of the crime.
Inception.
Yes, it was. You like that? That's not a bad one. Your mind is the scene of the crime.
Oh, sorry. I was more into the competition of it than getting. Yeah.
Getting it. Yeah. So pretty good slogan. I don't think "Welcome to the Bank Robbery Capital of America" is a fantastic slogan. No. Right? But let's not say we did. Great. Really good slogan. Yeah. And your mind is the scene of the crime. Yeah, really a good one. So that's all I got for you this week.
Okay.
You know what I do have is I have a user review from IMDb, okay? And this is, so I think this is funny. I love IMDb, but of course it is user-generated. So instead of getting all professionals reviewing or giving synopsises of movies, you get these people who are, just the sometimes haters or, just people who don't write well or are just funny writers and, say very funny things. So this is about a movie that was out this year as well. It was not in the top 10. We haven't mentioned it, but it was out in 2010. I want to see if you can get it just from the thing. Now, there's a couple points he mentions the name of the movie, so I will say title at that part.
Okay.
Or if he mentions the lead character, I'll say lead character versus the name. Okay? Let's see if you can get it and play along at home. Ready? Love the book, hated the film. That's the name of the title. Okay, on his review. Love the book, hated the film. 0 of 10 stars. It really is awful and very, very badly put together. I was expecting much more from this offering. Within the novel there is so much to the story and the buildup of the tension between guy character number 1 and guy character number 2. The whole film feels rushed and poorly put together, not to mention the abundance of Parmesan and the ode to Brokeback Mountain. Hard to believe that the screenplay to this book was written by the same writer as the book, which wasn't half bad. Additionally, they really should have stuck with Catherine Hardwicke and Rachel Lefevre. So I guess there was some recasting done. I will tell you that this is one of your favorite books. Does that give it away? It was not Brokeback Mountain.
It's one of my favorite books?
Yes. And I'll give you another hint. This was, I think, the second or third of the movies to be made from a series of books.
Oh, Twilight.
Twilight. This is a Twilight Eclipse. Was there gay undertones? Why does he compare it to Brokeback Mountain? Were there a couple gay vampires or something?
Mm-mm.
No, there were no.
No, but they're all like two pretty guys, you know.
All right.
Is he talking about the second movie?
He's talking about Eclipse. The whole film feels rushed and poorly put together, not to mention the abundance of Parmesan. I don't know what that is. Was there garlic or cheese? I don't understand that. The abundance of Parmesan and the ode to Brokeback Mountain. You sure there was no gay scene in there?
I would have to watch it again, which would be torturous.
Let's not do that. All right, so there we go. Hopefully some of you at home maybe got that from that synopsis, and we'll try and get you some more funny reviews in the future. But let's move on to what we heard on the radio when we landed back this week.
All right,
in 2010.
So we have decided to not torture you with shit.
Yeah.
So we're only going to play the stuff that we like.
We're not going to remind you. So if there were some songs that we were like, no need to talk about that.
So we're just going to tell you some, and then we'll play a little bit of some.
Got it. So number 10 this week
was Right Above It by Lil Wayne and Drake, which we're not going to play because we didn't like it.
You were saying you're not a Lil Wayne fan, a Little Drake fan.
I'm not a Lil Drake fan.
Do you know this song?
I didn't know it, but it was like all of his other stuff. I didn't really like it.
Okay. What do you got there? What's next? Number 9.
Number 9, we do have a little video. Is DJ Got Us Falling in Love with Usher featuring Pitbull.
Usher.
So we do
Pitbull.
have some of that. I like that. It's a little fun.
So it's Usher and Pitbull. Here we go. Is this that, I believe?
Yep.
DJ Got Us Falling in Love.
So we have a little bit of that for you guys.
That's
There we go. I like Usher.
Yeah, Usher's pretty good. I like him. He's always coming out with new stuff, and this is again
lately.
Pitbull. What do you do? Didn't you? Oh my God! Isn't that's within the last 2 years, right?
No, that was about 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Really? That long ago?
Yeah.
All right. Pitbull is like Jennifer Lopez. We always find him in the time machine. He's always there, being featured.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
So
why don't you get
he is back. So thank you for making an appearance there.
Yeah.
With us, Pitbull. And we are back. If you're watching us, you'll get to see a little of the video if you watch the Google Hangouts. But if you're just listening, you'll be able to hear a little bit of the song. So, but don't forget to check out our Google Hangout if you can. Comedy Time Machine. Okay. Number 8.
We don't have.
We don't have
Nelly, Just a Dream.
We listened to this.
I kind of knew it, but not.
Yeah,
really
it sounded familiar, but it was nothing we needed to play again. So.
And then number 7 we do remember is Katy Perry, California Girls. This video kind of makes me laugh.
It makes you laugh. The video does.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think it's this one.
Okay.
It's kind of got her with some snakes that are very phallic on here.
That she's beginning. Yeah, she's climbing up snakes. It's a very Candyland looking video, and of course featuring Snoop Dogg, not featuring Pitbull this time. Katy Perry. I like Katy Perry though.
But it's not like what you would think California Girls. I mean, it's very not Beach Boy-esque.
No, well, I think it's spelled with a U, so.
Yeah.
That's how she's.
So she doesn't know how to spell.
Yeah. but she knows how to make hit songs.
This is a very bizarre video. If you guys want to check that out on
Yeah,
YouTube.
check it out. Hangout people, you can you could see it here. Her eating the gingerbread man. So that is Katy Perry.
And then number 6 on who apparently Katy Perry and Taylor Swift are fighting, but this is I guess
that's right. In present day, they're
present
fighting.
day, but this is back in Taylor Swift's kind of country phase.
We don't have this song though.
We don't, because I didn't like it.
Yeah, we weren't a big fan.
called
Although I
Mine.
did. Yeah, Mine is the song that was big this week, number 6 back in 2010.
Yeah.
But back in present day, I'm in love with Shake It Off. I really like that song.
I know he won't stop it.
Yeah, I really like that song. Like it.
Sings
like it
all the time.
a lot.
Plays it all the time.
Hey.
What?
Haters gonna hate.
Player's gonna play. Number 5 is I Like It by Enrique Iglesias, who Steve actually thought was a woman. I
didn't think it. I know Enrique's not a woman.
But this song he thought was singing. And I think this is with Pitbull as well, right?
Is this and when Enrique had the mole on his face, or he had it removed by this point?
Removed.
It looks like he had it removed. Pitbull, again, mixed feature. But when I remember this song, I don't remember a guy singing it. I don't know if...
the Baby I Like It part?
Yeah, let's see if we can...
That part.
This is what I remember. That's him singing that?
Yeah.
That's him saying, "Baby, I like it." That's not a woman who came in just for the chorus. Not like Marky Mark's.
No.
It's such a good vibration. That wasn't Marky Mark singing that part.
No, it's him, and you really can see him doing it.
Oof.
But maybe they had one of those like.
Listen, when we talk about Iglesias's, I go Papa Iglesias.
Okay.
To all the girls I've loved before. Who've traveled
Number 4 on our countdown.
To my door. Yes.
Is...
I dedicate this song. Go ahead.
Serenading me, baby.
Yes.
Is Bruno Mars, Just the Way You Are?
Bruno Mars. Bruno. Okay.
Was this kind of his first, or no?
No, he had another hit or two before this, but yeah, this was pretty big.
Yeah.
This was a big one, and I think greatest greatest Super Bowl halftime performance ever. I thought when they
ever
Are you
crazy?
when they said he was going to be the performer, I thought it was going to be a train wreck. I was like, this guy's not big enough or wide enough or that well known. I mean, he's obviously a fantastic artist, but I was like, everyone doesn't know him. What a performer! I mean, he's like James Brown and Michael Jackson up there. He was incredible. Who else would you put up there?
Well, I don't know. But
That's
I don't
my
think it's
point.
the best.
That's my point. Like you should be able to right off the top of your head say something.
Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Do you really remember that performance? I remember he did it.
Well, I can't remember everything in life, Steve.
I remember Bruno Mars. I can specifically remember parts of
also some
his
Brokeback
performance.
Mountain undertones happening in the Comedy Time Machine right now.
How so? Why? Because I sound like I'm in love with Bruno?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm saying I didn't think he'd do that, and he did. He surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Either or. Just the Way You Are by Bruno Mars or Just the Way You Are by Billy Joel?
Well, I don't love Billy Joel, but how does it go?
Don't go changing.
I
Try
think that's
and
so
please
pretty.
me.
Probably Billy Joel, though.
Never let me down before. I don't imagine you're too familiar to all the girls I've loved before.
Oh no, wait, that's a different song. I think Billy Joel.
Whoa! Are you serious?
Yeah.
I thought you would have taken this.
I know, but Bruno Mars gives me hives.
Wow. So are you taking just Billy Joel's version over this version?
His version.
But
because I do like some of Bruno Mars's songs.
You'll take Bruno over Billy Joel.
He doesn't really give me
I'm going to take you, if Billy comes on tour again, I'm going to take you to see him in concert, and I think he'll win you over.
Really? How much is a ticket going to cost?
$50 probably, $70 maybe. He will win you over. He's an amazing performer, and he's one of those guys. I don't care. He's like people who say they don't like the Beatles or the Rolling Stones or Elton John. It's like you like at least one of his songs, and people will be like, no, I don't. And then I'll play 10 songs, and their catalog is so varied Like if you say I don't like U2, I think a lot of U2 sounds the same, or Coldplay. You know what I mean? Like that's all right, fine. But these guys have such an incredible catalog, and he is an amazing performer. So I think that'll win you over. All right, let's move it on.
Number 3, Dynamite by, is it Talo Cruz? I don't know.
Tile? That's yeah, I already remember the song, right?
I throw my hands up in the air tonight,
like it's dynamite.
Oh, neither one of us had it right.
This I like this song. I remember it, but hearing it now again, I imagine this is a lot of auto-tune going on.
Oh, I'm sure.
I mean, it just.
I'm sure.
But catchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, check out.
I like how he has to hire all the hot chicks.
Yeah, well, of course he does. Hangout people, check out if you like hot chicks. Lots of hot chicks in the video.
Definitely.
If you're listening on the podcast, go check it out on YouTube. Some hot chicks using machinery. So that was Tayo and some auto-tune. Auto-Tayo.
Number 2 is Love the Way You Lie by Rihanna and Eminem.
Rihanna and Eminem. Yes,
Not like it's like me.
Yeah.
It's like super pretty, and then it's like screamy, angry man comes in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I don't love him anymore. I used to like it when he was just like a little bit angry.
I don't like listen, obviously the featuring thing, everyone's on everyone else's album, and listen, who am I to argue with that? Because it's obviously working. It's selling a lot of singles and stuff like that, but just like you said, I don't want to, in the middle of a great Eminem rap and him being angry or funny, angry, whatever it is, all of a sudden, now there's a ballad in it. You know what I mean? Like, wasn't there, didn't Bruno Mars and him do one? Speaking of Bruno Mars, like lighters in the air, or light, I look out and I see a bunch of lighters. Something like that.
I don't think that was a song.
If you know what song I'm talking about.
No, I don't.
Please tweet us at haha.
I look out in the air and see a bunch of lighters.
I look out and see a bunch of lighters. And it really just seemed like a way to get people.
And Eminem's like, I'm going to use your motherfucking lighters to light my joint.
No, I can't remember. Light up or lighters in the air. Like, I don't know. It's Bruno Mars and singing.
You sound like Cash.
The fans know.
Sha-sha.
It's Cash Levy singing, Bruno Mars singing with Eminem. Featuring, okay. What are we up to? What number?
We are up to number 1.
Numero
so Katy Perry was in the countdown 2 times this week.
There we go. Okay, and number 1, Katy Perry comes back.
Teenage Dream is that way, right there. So Teenage Dream was number 1. Seems like she's a little selfish that she has to be in there twice, right?
Yeah, that she's shaking over. This is a big year, obviously, for her. 2. I assume probably both of these were number 1 then. California Girls, I'm sure.
This is before her marriage divorce.
Yeah. Is that the guy? And we're watching a little bit of the video for you people listening to the podcast. Is that the Fast and Furious guy? It looks like him, doesn't it?
Paul Walker?
Paul Walker?
Let me look.
Let's see. Take a peek here.
I don't think so.
He's very Paul Walker-esque.
Yeah, it's
if
not
it is
him,
not
though.
him. Oh, I just got the irony that a guy named Walker died in a car crash. Has that been brought up before?
Babe.
Is that very sad? Katy Perry, Teenage Dream. That is our top 10 from this week.
Top 10.
That's it. So we have gone through all the movies and music, and as we said, or Denise said so deep and eloquently, there wasn't a lot happening this week in the news, but there was. But we're not going to talk about it. And next week, we are going back to the week of September 28th. Let's find out what year, and then we will post on our Facebook page, Comedy Time Machine. Please like us on there, and please like our Twitter, or my Twitter, at Steve_Mazan. And you will see, we'll tweet about the movies, the top 10 movies, and we would love to get your box office bashers for the week. So we love your interaction. And we appreciate you liking us on Facebook as well. So Denise is going to hit this. We have a little app that has a roller, and it can go back to 25, up to 25. So we'll see how far we go back. And hit that roll button, please. And we'll be going back 10 years. So 10 years back to September 28th, 2004. Wow, I had to carry the one and do the math there. But thank you all for coming with us. Denise, thank you for being my pilot and letting me be your co-pilot.
You're welcome.
I would like to point out in the background, those people listening to the podcast, you can't see it, but one of our sponsors, our big sponsor this week, Big Wheel. Mm-hmm. Big Wheel. And I am very happy to have them as a sponsor. Big Wheel, when you'd like to scrape up your knees. That's what I think their slogan should be. Mm-hmm. And did you ever put your Big Wheel, did you have a Big Wheel growing up?
I did.
Did you ever tip it upside down and then do this, like you'd roll the wheels with your hand and say, ice cream, ice cream?
I was a girl.
Yeah.
So I wrote
that's
it.
Good. That's good.
I wrote it how you're supposed to.
You never tipped it over.
No.
And did that? I don't know why we did that, but we would turn it upside down, and then you would, with your hands, roll the wheel, like on the pedals, and we would yell, ice cream, like we were making ice cream somehow. I don't know what it meant, but everyone did it. Mm. Let us know if you did that.
Must have been a Midwest.
Email us. My email is Steve.
Like you were churning the ice cream?
Yeah, kind of. I think. I don't.
Did you ever get it?
Didn't really understand it, but we did it. Steve _Mazan or steve@stevemazan.com. Email me. Let us know. You can also find us on Facebook. Thank you, Big Wheel, for sponsoring us. We can't wait to go back in time with all of you next week. Thanks for sharing some of the past with us, and we'll see you all in the very near future. Sure. Keep talking, Denise, because I didn't have my thing.
I really got nothing to say.
Pulled up. I was supposed to have our
It is
fantastic.
So much cooler.
Okay, we're just about.
In our comedy time machine with no pants. It's usually really hot back here, but it's really cool. No pants.